Hello and welcome to Word Power. This is week number 2, and I'm so excited to be able to be with each and every one of you today. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Instagram. And I'm so glad that you chose to be here today on Word Power. Every Saturday morning, we'll be here from 10 to around 10:15, not too long, but just enough to give you a recharge and a reset for your week. Every week, we here on Word Power have a great broadcast for you, some encouragement, some inspiration, some motivation. Please, wherever you're watching this, put it in the chat, the comments, something that you've seen, something that you heard, or something that you experienced. I'm your host, Dr. Julian Johnson, and I'm so glad to be able to be here with each and every one of you today. One of the unique factors about Word Power is that every week we'll have a word of the week. And the word of the week helps us to be able to get centered, get focused, and to recharge ourselves with everything that we've been dealing with all week long. Now, as we see around us, there's so many different things going on around in the world, but I would suggest to you that things that are going on in the world are not as important as the things going on in your world. You've got a lot of stuff going on. You've got a lot of things happening. And I want you to know I have 2 free special offers for you today. And one of these things about having something free is like, okay, what's the catch? Ain't no catch. I just want to give you something that's going to bless you and going to bless you real good. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. So please put in the chat, tell somebody else to watch today. And I want you to know every week, the word of the week is something that will encourage and inspire and reinvigorate you. I get reinvigorated. I'm so excited about what's coming up on the 4th Saturday of this month. So please just hold on, hold tight. I got some good information for you in just a little while. But the word of the week this week happens to be resilience. That's right. Resilience, the ability to be able to bounce back, the ability to be able to see some things happen in your life like never before. And I tell you, the people who are the most resilient are the people who not necessarily don't have issues, don't have drama. Matter of fact, these people have a lot of issues, a lot of drama. And I would suggest to you that when we are resilient, we have opportunities to see ourselves grow in ways like never before. Did you know that as a business person, as a leader, if you don't allow your team to have some resilient moments, then they will use more insurance days. They'll use more days off just because they don't feel like they are resilient. I want you to know that there's some people who feel like they're alone and say, man, you know what? I want to be resilient, but I just keep getting knocked down. I keep getting knocked down. I keep getting knocked down. And I really don't think that there's a way for me to make it. And I want you to know today that there is a way for you to make it. And you have to know that this is not a place for you to be angry or to be upset. But I would offer and invite you to know that this is a learning place. This is an opportunity for you to see yourself at your best. And instead of wondering or considering why things are going on, you may want to ask yourself, what things do you need to learn? And I would suggest to you today that you're not alone. There's a lot of people who make mistakes. Some people have made mistakes in relationships. Some people have made mistakes in business decisions. There's some people made mistakes of buying the wrong houses. And some people made mistakes in their lives that they cannot forgive themselves for. Oh my goodness, the one night stand last night, or too much that you had to drink and you thought that you could control yourself, but you ended up getting in an accident. There's some of you here today who may be watching this broadcast live or later, who may just need some encouragement to know that your mistakes are not the only thing that of your quality of who you are. I want you to know that you are not alone this week, and there is a word for you. I'm so glad. Yes, there is a word for you every single week here. But today's word comes from Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. I'm so excited. It says, for though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. And I'm telling you that it doesn't matter if you feel righteous, if you feel unrighteous, if you don't even know what righteous is, everybody falls down. Everybody has challenges. And this is not some kind of thing where you don't believe that, well, maybe I'm impervious to challenge or I'm impervious to difficulty. No, baby. No, brother. You got issues in your life, and you know those issues, you feel like you have been challenged. I'll let you know that yesterday I was able to conduct a Zoom memorial service. It's the second one I conducted. And I thought that, sometimes people feel like, man, that people's lifestyle, people's life history defines who they are. But I want to let you know that there are a lot of people in your corner. There are a lot of people that are cheering you on, and a lot of people want to know that they have your back. But sometimes you don't hear them because you're so far down. You're so heavy in your emotions. You're so heavy in your own issues, so heavy in your own problems and your own challenges. And I want you to know today that there are some things that it's so hard to see sometimes because you're so inundated with what's going on. And I'm so glad my friend Joel is on here. That the real issue is that when we are resilient, we're able to conquer, we're able to see life in ways like never before. Whether you are leading your team, as a leader, you need to be resilient. Your team members need to see you as somebody they can believe in, they can trust in, and they can depend on. But when your storage is empty and when your cup is just barely full, how do you find the ways to be resilient? And I want to let you know today that the power of life and death is in our tongue. And the Bible lets us know that for though the righteous fall 7 times, this ain't just 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. This is 7 times that they rise again. And I want you to know that this moment that you're experiencing now, this issue that you're having now is not going to define you. And I want you to know that there are ways to be able to be encouraged and go forward if you really want to. Now, some people really like the drama. Come on, let's be honest. Some of you really like the drama. You like the issues because it takes away the fact that the attention is off of you. So you try to stir up drama, try to create drama and other stuff like that. But today I'm talking to all the people who are ready to move forward in their life. You've taken hits, you've taken falls. Some of you may be addicts. Some of you may be addicts to work, addicts to sex, addicts to alcohol. But today it's time to get up, it's time to grow, and it's time to get what you need to do. And one of the other challenges about knowing that you are falling down is that every time you feel like, man, can I get up again? Sometimes I make so many mistakes and I wonder to myself, all right, is my wife going to be mad at me for this? Or I start going through the list of things in my mind of who may I disappoint. But I would suggest to you, unless and until you start realizing that the person most important in your life is you, and the person most important to give you energy and acceptance is you, and the person to be able to give you that belief in yourself is you, I'm telling you, every single week we're going to have a word, and this word this week is resilience. The Pastor's Roundtable, my buddies, my friends are on, and I want you to know today that we don't have to fall 7 times in order to get back up. You ain't got to go through number 6. Do you have to wait till 6 times to actually get back up? No, you can do it again. I want to ask you a question, though. In what ways have you been challenged lately? There's some people who have been seriously challenged, and I want you to know that the power of life and death, like Terry Hunt said, is in our tongues. And we've got to develop, yes, Cherie, we got to develop the ability to snap back. And I want you to know that some of us have been so challenged. But in what ways have you been challenged lately? What has been going on in your life that you've been so inundated with? Are you inundated with bills? Are you inundated with trying to keep the people on your job happy? Are you trying to balance work and life? Are you trying to make sure you stay safe and well? And I want you to know today that it's possible to actually have all you want. And I'm going to share with you ways to get all you want and all you need right after we take this break. This week, we have something special coming up. And I want to let you know that we have a great, awesome program for you every Wednesday night. And on Wednesday night, I want to share with you what we have and who our special guests will be. And I'll share this with you right after these messages. So our special guest this week on the network. The network is a place to find connections, gain community, and experience compassion. Yes, the network. This week we have the one and only Cherie Moore, the writing coach. This past week, our minds were blown by Beverly Burgess, the grant guru. And you want to be a part of this network, please, please, please go to builttothrive.me in the Let's Connect section. Just say, I want to be a part of the network. Also, I want to let you know some of you all need some energy, some encouragement throughout the week. And there's a special program on YouTube called Finding Your Purpose. And when you find your purpose, you'll be able to develop and grow in ways like never before. The textbook for Finding Your Purpose is 5 Minutes on Purpose, a book I wrote. It's available on Amazon. And I want you to know that there's something special there waiting for you. So right now, we want to make sure that you know that this comes for you in a special rate online. And I thank you so much for your kindness and for being a part of this today. The other thing I want to let you know is that coming up very soon, there will be a special prayer for all businesses and leaders on July 25. I want to let you know that I want to pray for you. I want to pray God's blessings over your business. I mean, we pray for everybody else, but I want to pray for you specifically. So if you want to be prayed for, put that in on the chat, on the comment section. Please pray for my business. I want to have a scroll of all the businesses that I'm praying for down here on the bottom so people can know who you are and they want to know that you need to be prayed for. So we're going to get back to where we were before. In what ways have you been challenged today? And I'll tell you that there's some ways that I've been challenged. And one of the issues of being challenged is sometimes, like Terry Hunt says, she says sometimes the issue is lack of balance. What else is making you tired today? And I want you to know that there's some other things that have been challenging you. Some people are losing loved ones left and right. There's some people who are losing family members, coworkers, and colleagues. And honestly, some of you all are losing relationships, the people who you used to trust in and depend on. And I want you to know today that guess what? There's the truth and reality now as we get to the nitty gritty, and I'm gonna get out your way. Your mistakes in life, in business, do not define you. I want you to know, even though you may have challenges, even though you may have made mistakes, those mistakes in business and in life really do not define you. There's something special knowing that you have to grow from what you have experienced. And I would suggest to you that you will continually be defined by the mistakes you do not learn from. If you don't learn from these mistakes, the real deal is a fact that the real deal is the fact that we need to support one another. We need to connect with one another. And my girl, Dr. Kesslin Braid Stennis, she says it like this: I love to connect with you on how to discuss how we can support one another in business. And we will discuss. She has something called the PhD Consultants, and I need you to go support her ministry that she has. She also has a program every Sunday morning at 8:00. But I want you to know that you will continually be defined by your mistakes, that the mistakes that you do not learn from. And I want you to know that there are mistakes. And I want you to know, as we're preparing to close, there are mistakes that you have not forgiven yourself of. So what kind of things have you done in your life that you have not forgiven yourself of? Some of you still don't forgive yourself for the fact that it wasn't your fault, that you may have been abused. It was not your fault. It wasn't your fault that you didn't know about your true parents, who they really were. It wasn't your fault. There's some things that you have been mistakes in your life that you have made, that you have been a part of, some decisions of hiring or firing people. And it was a mistake and you should not have done it. But guess what? We can all grow from our mistakes. I want you to know that there's some relationships that you need to reset. There's some problems that you need to deal with head on. And I want you to know that we have to remember that our mistakes don't have to define us, but we can always grow from every single challenge that we have. We want you to know today that there's a free offer for each and every one of you. And that free offer is how to thrive through loss. Now, some of you are trying to figure out what's the deal with loss. How do I cope through loss? And coming up very soon, I'm going to do a virtual summit on how to address loss in leadership. There's some things that only happen to leaders that may not happen to other people. You got to balance your work, your family, and also your personal life. So how do you keep those in balance in tow with grief? And I want you to know today that there's something special for you today. Please, please, please feel free to go to my website, www.builttothrive.me. I'm so excited to be able to be connected with you, with your business, with your leadership group, and also to be able to support you in these tough times. Guess what? Remember, the word of the week this week is resilience. And also, please know that we're here to support you. And remember that though you may fall 7 times, you can get back up. Remember that when you are built to thrive, that you are able to move from surviving to thriving by knowing that you have been created for connection and you are not alone. I hope you have a great rest of the day. please feel free to connect with me. Please feel free to connect with me on this through these methods. And I'll be happy to see and connect with you on Instagram at built.to.thrive, on Twitter at built2thrive, Facebook Built to Thrive, YouTube Built to Thrive. Remember, this coming week, we have a special broadcast with Your Story Matters with the Cherie Moore. Cherie is telling us that there is going to be something special this week. She says, I'm excited to share what I know about writing and self-publishing books. And I'm so glad today that we are confident to know that we can grow together. I hope that you have a great rest of the day. I pray that you know that there is forgiveness for making mistakes, and you need to, first of all, learn how to forgive yourself. It's so important to learn how to forgive yourself and to move forward. And remember that every week we'll be here for Word Power, and please invite, like, share, and tell somebody else of what you experienced today. Thank you again for your time. Thank you again for blessing me with your presence. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Word Power. May God bless you until we see each other again. And remember, on this coming Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, we have Cherie Moore. I hope that you have a great rest of the day. And I pray that this has been a great impact and a great jumpstart to your week. And remember, when you have Word Power, you are energized to go, grow, and go forward. Have a great day, and God bless.
We'll be right back.